guys, thanks for joining me. So on this particular video we're just going to be looking at painting up, doing some of the techniques that we've done in other videos. I just get asked quite a lot of questions how often or how long it can take for certain models to be done. We're going to be using sorry for the arm shadow, the Green Stuff World Candy Ink Ruby Red, and I've done a video before and I'm doing another one as well regarding using the metallic white from Green Stuff World to pre-highlight, which is what we've done with this figure here, and basically to then put the ink on to get that lovely red. Now I get a lot of people, when you're airbrushing, a lot of people think you just spray once and you're done. That's not the case in real life, unfortunately. It's many layers. And what I decided to do, because I got quite a few people asking me about this, I thought I'll just do a video. This just basically explains how to apply inks and other stuff, other specialist stuff to a model. And it's not overly complicated, but I thought I'd show like a real time how long it actually takes. Now I will be cutting into audio that is me just talking over my own video, simply because the way my compressor works is it does unfortunately run quite a bit when it's like, we're doing that all the time. So I'm just going to go into a few techniques of what we need to do. So when I'm doing this, is, don't get me wrong, all art is subjective, so you know whatever I'm doing might not work for you, but this sometimes I find, I'm just going to recorrect myself here, it just helps. So I've got quite an open looking Sister of Battle where the head is off at the moment because of course we're doing this stage, and I'm just going to start putting on the first layer of this paint, so excuse the noise. Now, if you can hopefully see that, it's tinting slightly, but it's not doing a massive cover. These inks don't do that. You've got to put on layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. And what I'm doing, rather than just spraying constantly, you know, I'm doing it in spits and spurts. And the reason for that is I'm doing it in spits and spurts so that I don't pool the ink, and also it kind of gives the ink a minute to dry. So what we're wanting to do is to layer on top of dried ink. Now I do a couple of figures at once, so I've got more figures. Normally I use a box and then of course I just put these on top, so I've got more figures that what I can do is get to a certain point, I can then swap the figure and then keep doing it and then come back, and then the ink is then fully dry, and then we're putting a fresh layer of ink on top of the already darkened off ink beforehand. I have watered this down a little bit with a little bit of my own mixture, which is a bit of thinner with some water. You can try and put it on a bit thicker, but I sometimes find with certain inks they dry funny on your nozzle end, on your needle, and then it can be quite difficult for you to be able to clean it off all the time, and then it starts getting blogged up, and it's not something you want, especially at the moment. Me doing this, I'm doing a project where I'm probably painting about 30 odd Sisters of Battle at this moment in time. So I'm gonna sort of come away from it now and just let you guys just see just roughly how long it actually takes me to be able to do a good layer on this figure. Now at this point, I'm going to give the model a rest. I might hit it again here because I've just noticed an area that's not really been touched. Just making sure that all the model is got a good amount of layers on. And then I'm going to just put that aside, let it dry, and then we're going to come back to it in a bit, and then I'll start recording again. that, I know I didn't show all of it, it's because I got carried away. We're actually doing it. Well, that is about 8 passes. So it's not quick, but man does it look, I like it. I like the look, I like the metallic, I like the fact that you've got a nice shine to it. I even make sure that I use some mecha varnish from Vallejo. That's pretty good to try and keep the shine on figures like this. Just got to make sure that when you're putting it on, maybe water it down a little bit and then try and pick out in certain concentrated parts, mainly on the armour. But yeah, as you can see, it's not a 2-minute job. I'll put it into camera, there we go. It's not a 2-minute job. We do make it sometimes look like a 2-minute job, but it isn't. And I just thought that, because people keep asking me, I thought that would be the best way of putting it across. Don't get me wrong, some models might take more passes depending on how I thin down the paint. It's not an exact science, never is. It's art at the end of the day, so you've got to watch it. You've got to watch what you're doing, and you've just got to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Well, thanks very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button if you do want to see more. And probably Christmas, I'm probably not going to be a lot of videos coming out, but hey ho, if you don't hear from me before, have a great Christmas.